Hi everyone, I'm Tracey Jude, author of Mr. Topaz Takes a Walk. Mr. Topaz is left in charge and Mr. Topaz breaks the rules. I'd like to talk to you today about Mr. Topaz is left in charge, even though you can find any of these books on Amazon or at my website, which I'll display at the end of the video. And all of the books have a certain purpose of their own. This one had something unique and a little mystical happen during the illustration of the book. So I find this kind of special, and it set in motion a surprise purpose for all of the books, which donate to charity with every sale. Mr. Topaz is left in charge is about a cat who's left in charge and finds a surprising purpose. I'd like to take this minute to dedicate the book to Sergeant Major Jeffrey A. McLaughlin, who clearly knew his purpose and answered the call to serve. July 16th, 2006. For the sole purpose of fulfilling the rhyme, Sarge was first introduced in Mr. Topaz's Left in Charge. This came about after my son struggled to creatively illustrate the original character, Marge. While Sarge could have been either gender, Jake determined that Mr. Topaz's owner would be a man. The design of the character was derived entirely from his own imagination. At the time of this character's illustration, I learned the tragic news of Sergeant Major McLaughlin's combat death on July 5th. A gymnasium full of family and friends mourned the loss of their son, husband, father, brother, soldier, and friend. For nearly 20 years, freedom was granted to millions of Americans, including the illustrator who never heard of the man, but appears to be drawing some likeness of my classmate, the younger Jeff McLaughlin. While I am blessed to have known Jeff, I was ever more blessed to know he was simply around. Our divergent interests separated us socially, yet the peace shared in his hallway greetings conveyed all would be well. I wonder if my classmate ever knew the effect of his welcoming, calm demeanor and confident stride, for it is only now looking back that I realize how myopic I was to his gift. It is fitting that I remember Jeff, the comforting classmate and future peacekeeper, after having just completed the story of a cat who unexpectedly finds a greater purpose to his own existence. I find the correlation of this book and the reality of the loss most difficult to ignore. I feel compelled to do more than simply publish and market this book. Perhaps a greater purpose has just been revealed. I find myself stunned to learn of a greater purpose for this book, while Mr. Topaz learns the very same lesson about himself in this story. August 22nd, 2007. On the 21st anniversary of Sergeant Major McLaughlin's enlistment in the United States Army, I received the final and complete illustration of Mr. Topaz's Left in Charge. It is only now, while reviewing the record of his service, that I noticed this additional coincidence in the passing of time. Sergeant Major McLaughlin is missed as much today as ever. Our freedom rings on as much today as ever due to the great sacrifice and service of this one man and others who have stepped up to answer the call to serve in their own unique way. So while this is a story about a cat who finds a surprise purpose, you can explore that concept with your child. First, by assigning the book to him or her and identifying 3 things your child does to help people in their own unique way. This will prepare them for what they're hearing in the story. Mr. Topaz lives with Sarge. When Sarge leaves, he says you're in charge. Left in charge meant left alone to be the one to answer the phone. But Mr. Topaz doesn't answer the phone. That's what machines are for, he moaned. If you are old enough to remember telephones and answering machines, well, we got a table waiting for us with a cup of coffee sitting on it. I don't want to be in charge today. I wonder if Miss Tinky is around to play. He went outside only to find that left in charge meant left behind. Can you guess who Miss Tinky is or what she is? If you can, please reach out to me at the website at the end of this video. That's all the further I'm going to take you into the story. I'm going to let you find out what he does to find his surprise purpose. I do want to share with you, however, the final illustrated page of the book where we finally see Sarge's face. I hope you can see it there. We have brown hair and a mustache. I assume brown eyes. When I went back to the memorial of my classmate, Sergeant Major Jeffrey A. McLaughlin, there were a lot of pictures, of course, displayed. Some of them were from his college days. Now, we kind of went our own separate ways. I was in theater and he was in sports. And so the two worlds never really did collide very much. When I looked at these pictures, I saw what my son had originally drawn, which were curls in the back of Sarge's head, just underneath the cap. Well, I had told Jake, give him a haircut. He's in the military. Get rid of the curls. How uncanny. My son never met this man, never saw pictures of this man. I didn't know that this man had long, curly hair and a mustache in college. And yet my son was drawing curls for some reason, and a mustache for some reason. And the color of the hair and mustache were brown. I wanted to share that story with you. I call it the story beside the story, not necessarily the story behind it, because it launched a fundraiser when I did a book signing on this book and it first came out. And now all of the books donate to charity with each sale. So when you go out to the website, you'll find out more about that. And if there is a charity that you'd like me to support, reach out to the website, let me know. And here's the website, mrtopaz.world. That's mrtopaz.world. You can also reach out on Facebook. He has his own page. We would love to hear from you. Have a great day and be on the lookout for your own purpose. Bye-bye now. God bless.